Carl Lewis, one of the most famous Olympians of all time, said it's all about the journey, not the outcome. Here are 10 male American athletes heading to the 2024 Games in Paris and their inspirational Olympic journeys. At a World Cup event in Germany in March of 2023, American gymnast Brody Malone had just nailed the high bar routine that won him a gold at the 2022 World Championships when he slipped on the landing and his knee buckled. His coach called the injury catastrophic, and it looked unlikely Brody would return to the Olympics after debuting in Tokyo. But Malone had faced adversity before, losing his mother and stepmother while growing up in Northwest Georgia. 3 surgeries and countless hours of rehabilitation later, the former rodeo rider found himself at qualifiers in June, knee brace on, where he finished in the top 5 on all events but floor exercise. Brody Malone will join Fred Richard, Asher Hung, Paul Judah, and Steven Nedorosik as America looks to end a 16-year Olympic team medal shutout. It's safe to say skateboarding has provided a solace for Chris Joslin. When he was 3, his mother went to rehab for drug addiction, and 4 years later, his father was shot and killed by police during a drug-related incident. His older brother was in prison. Raised by his grandmother, Joyce, Joslin was skateboarding before he could remember, all around the suburbs of Los Angeles. He's ranked 8th in the world and 3rd in the U.S. behind his Paris teammates, 2020 Olympic bronze medalist Jagger Eaton and 6-time world champion Nyjah Houston. Yet Chris has a bigger priority than skateboarding: 7-year-old daughter London and 3-year-old son Liam. When he's not globe-trotting as one of the world's best breakers, Jeffro Lewis has launched FitBreak, a fitness program that combines breakdancing and fitness exercises to promote overall health. The 29-year-old studied kinesiology at his local University of Houston and has passionately pursued alternate fitness paths since. The International Olympic Committee first added breaking to the Youth Olympic Games in 2018, and Jeffro wrote a letter pleading for them to consider it for Paris. Only 2 men and 2 women from each country could qualify, so getting here was not easy, but Jeffro sealed the deal at a competition in Budapest, Hungary in June. He will join Victor Montalvo and Sunny Choi and Logan Logistics Edra on the women's side. Jesse Grupper has been climbing since he was 6 and competing since he was 9, but he's always made time for other things. He plays banjo and travels and studied engineering at Tufts and Harvard. Jesse's putting those degrees to use by designing devices to help children with disabilities and adults who suffer from strokes participate in climbing. Grupper has also been volunteering with Peak Potential for years, helping disabled kids climb at the same New Jersey gym where he learned. Jesse qualified for Paris, which will be only the 2nd Olympics to include climbing, by winning gold at the Pan American Games in Santiago. The Yonezuka family business is a unique one: judo. Yoshisada Yonezuka was a 2-time Olympic coach, his son Nick was a 1980 Olympian, and his oldest son Nicholas also competes. That brings us to 21-year-old Jack Yonezuka, who will be the youngest member of the U.S. judo team in Paris. Yoshisada died in 2014, but the club he founded in West Long Branch, New Jersey, has produced 9 Olympians since 1980. In March of 2024, Jack won his first World Tour medal with the bronze at the Upper Austria Grand Prix, setting the stage for a big performance in Paris. Most Olympic swimmers shave their head, but Ivan Puskovitch is not most swimmers. In fact, the 23-year-old claims to have never had a haircut in his life. That's impressive, but topping that is Evan is just the 5th American male in history to qualify for the Olympics in open water swimming. And he did that just 7 months after he was knocked unconscious and suffered severe skull fractures from a bike accident while working a delivery job to fund his swimming career. His injuries required emergency reconstructive surgery and at least 2 months out of the water. Perhaps a reason there have been so few Americans in open water is the longest race in NCAA swimming is 1,650 yards, whereas Puskovitch qualified for Paris by finishing 14th at open water 10K in Doha. Pivoting is a big part of football and rugby, but for Perry Baker it was the pivot from football to rugby that changed his life. Baker played D2 football and was picked up by the Eagles as an undrafted free agent, but was cut when a physical revealed a knee injury. He tried Arena League football for a few years until an old high school coach suggested he try rugby. Baker, known in rugby as Speed Stick, has played ever since and became the first player to earn consecutive World Rugby Sevens Player of the Year awards. Perry is now 37 and has announced he will retire after playing in Paris. America's men's rugby team is not a favorite heading into the games, but the veteran believes they are capable of surprising teams. The GOAT acronym is becoming overused in sports, but when it comes to shot put, it's clear there is only one greatest of all time. Ryan Crouser has won back-to-back golds in Rio and Tokyo, and in Paris could become the first shot putter in history to win 3 in a row. The farthest throw records, Crouser has the top 5 distances in outdoor and indoor. Ryan's father was a discus alternate at the 1984 Olympics and coached his son when he was younger, but Crouser has largely been self-coached. In fact, he actually coaches others as a volunteer assistant at the University of Arkansas since 2019. The 6'7" athlete grew up in Oregon, but now lives in Fayetteville, where he trains in his barn. Matthew Anderson heads to Paris after winning a bronze in Rio in 2016 and a strong showing in Tokyo, where he was the 13th best scorer and 8th best spiker, with Team USA finishing 10th. The 37-year-old from West Seneca, New York is 6'10" and led Penn State to a championship in 2008, winning Co-Player of the Year along the way. Matt, who lost his father in 2010, is married with 2 kids and is also very close to his nephew Tristan, who has autism. Anderson, who plays professional volleyball internationally, has a tattoo on his wrist in honor of Tristan and hosts an annual tournament to benefit autism awareness. The U.S. men head to Paris ranked number 2 in the world. For being just 20 years old, Paxton Aronson sure has a lot of stamps on his passport. The New Jersey soccer prodigy just signed with the Dutch club Utrecht, where he was on loan from the Bundesliga club Eintracht Frankfurt, where he was on loan from the Philadelphia Union. Paxton, who is the younger brother of U.S. men's national team star Brendan Aronson, helped the U.S. secure qualification for Paris by scoring 7 goals in 7 games at the 2022 CONCACAF Under-20 Championship. He was awarded the Golden Ball for being the best player in that tournament. America has a tough draw in Paris, including host France, who will be playing without superstar Kylian Mbappe.